Hello, welcome to White Birch Tarot. This reading is for November 3rd and 4th, depending on where you are at on this earth. And I'm going to start with a very brief quote from someone I had never heard of. And then I was reading about her. She started an order of nuns called the, and I'll probably mispronounce it, the Beguines, Beguines. I think said the 15th or 14th century or something. Her name was Mechtilde of Magdeburg. I didn't read all about her, so I don't know. That sounds like a German name to me. But anyway, I love what she said. She said, "God, give me by your grace what you give to dogs by nature." Yeah, dogs are usually pretty happy, aren't they? And they'll eat anything, which is kind of gross sometimes, but they're not picky. We'll just put it that way. I wanted to, I haven't set up the books. I pulled some cards because we have so much interesting astrology going on. And I want to apologize when I did the archetype cards, and I'll probably pull one tonight. I said it was Carolyn Mace, these cards. It's not. It's Kim Kranz. So apologies to Kim. Anyway, oh, that's too big. Okay, let's try to, see if I can, I guess I should have practiced this first, huh? Can you see that? It's kind of, okay, anyway, I wanted to show you the astrology, what's going on in the sky right now, just because we have so many really big, interesting things happening. So I'm going to talk about 4 very briefly, because we have, and these happen on, let's see, today is, well, it's after midnight, so we'll call it Thursday. So this will be happening on Friday and Saturday, depending on where you're at in the world. But we have, let's see if I can point. Let me get my pencil out. We have the sun, which is in Scorpio at 10 degrees, exactly opposite Jupiter, which is in 10 degrees of Taurus. So Scorpio is the subconscious, it's intimate relationships, it can be sexuality, intimacy, as I already said, other people's money. It's really ruled by Pluto, the god of the underworld. So it likes to take a deep, very intense emotional dive because it's a water sign. And it's opposite Jupiter, who rules expansive not expansive exactly, philosophical thinking. Oh yeah, expansive. Jupiter enlarges everything it touches. So it wants you to take it wants you to see the bigger picture, and it's about the future, and it's the guy, it rules Sagittarius, the guy shooting the arrow, the centaur shooting the arrow into the future, and it's in Taurus, which is an earth sign. So it's you can, when Jupiter's in Taurus, you can manifest what you can, what you desire, what you think about, what you want for the future. Good time for that. So the sun in Scorpio is saying, I want to be, I want to dig deep. I want all the secrets. And Jupiter is saying, you might want to just, stop sitting around on the couch thinking about the past, or, your what's wrong or what you think is missing. Look out the window. Look out the window. There's some treasure in the yard, It's saying, take a bigger look. So anytime there's oppositions, there's a push and pull, because this one wants to go this way down into the underworld. Jupiter's like, no, we're going to stay grounded in the earth, and we're going to think about things, the future being bright and endless possibility is Jupiter. So we have that going on, and then we have on the same day, again, this is on like Friday, these both happen, we have Venus, the goddess of love, romance, beauty, what we value. She's opposite Neptune. Neptune is in Pisces, the sign that he rules. So he's the, the ocean god. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, also a water sign. And Venus is in an earth sign, Virgo, which is ruled by, actually, it's supposedly ruled by Mercury, but some people think it's ruled by Chiron, the wounded healer. But anyway, so she's in an earth sign. So Venus is saying, I want to be hugged. I want like tangible things. I want nice clothes and money and and romance that I can, you know, take to the bank. I want somebody to show up in person. And also Venus wants to serve when she's in Virgo, because Virgo is all about service. So she wants to help someone in a very tangible way, but she's opposite Neptune in Pisces, which rules the collective. So Neptune's kind of like, oh, I have no boundaries. And Venus in Virgo is all about boundaries. She's like, no, I want it this way. It has to be exactly this way. And you don't, you know, you don't do it this other way. And Neptune, which is, you know, an outer planet, so much larger and kind of has more influence on the collective level, is saying, no, we're all, you know, we're all one. And what you do for yourself, what's good for humanity is good for you. So there's a bit of a struggle here between the personal wanting love, and this is unconditional love for the collective. This is, you know, loving everything, feeling at one with everyone, totally, no boundaries. Then we have Mercury, and also in Scorpio. There's Mars in Scorpio too. Here's Mercury, which rules our thinking mind, our thoughts, what we're thinking about, which is in Scorpio. So again, we're thinking very deep thoughts, emotional. You know, you might be digging up hurts from the past, like somebody who hurt your feelings 30 years ago, and you're like, I want an apology. You know, you're thinking about it. And it's opposite Uranus, also in Taurus, where Jupiter is, and again, grounded. And Uranus rules sudden change. It rules the collective consciousness, while Neptune rules the collective unconscious. Uranus rules the collective consciousness. So here's the personal consciousness opposite the collective consciousness. So you're trying to figure out, with both of these oppositions, actually all three of them, you're trying to figure out, like, how do I get what I want while still serving everyone else and being a good person and helping people around me, helping the people I love. And if that's not enough, we have Saturn over here. He rules Capricorn and is the co-ruler of Aquarius. He's father time, he's structure, he's physical reality, he's the world, you know, he's like material reality. He's been retrograde that's supposed to be, there's my lovely writing again, that's 0, he's at 0 degrees of Pisces. Saturn does not particularly like to be in Pisces because he's trying to structure everything, and it's difficult to structure the collective unconscious and the ocean, okay? Symbolically, it's the ocean. Just turning direct on the 4th, okay? So the same day that Mercury is opposite Uranus, and again, with Uranus, it can be sudden thoughts. So you might have a sudden realization that involves, well, let's see, with Scorpio, I would say something to do with relationships, I feel, because of the Scorpio connection, and with Venus opposite Neptune, there could be a sudden realization that you have about something in your, like something that you value, because Taurus is what you value, it's also what you have, and Scorpio is your feelings and your intimacy. So there could be a sudden realization about how you've manifested in the past, maybe your how you deal with intimacy on a very real, practical level. I'm getting that feeling. Saturn goes direct. So we have all this stuff happening. Saturn's been retrograde for a while. So when Saturn starts moving forward, I think you're going to feel things shifting just a bit. I think there's going to be a shift. In what area? Well, it depends on where Saturn's at in your chart. Again, go to astro.com, click on horoscopes. It gives you a bunch of different options. Click on extended chart selection. And this one that I use here, I like this one. It's called the Pullen, P-U-L-L-E-N. The reason I like this one is because on the side, it tells you exactly what degree the first house is. 11 starts with 11 degrees. So that way you can, if you have your birth time and put it in, you can find your rising sign will be whatever starts your first house. It gives you all the degrees and exactly where all the planets are. So that's why I love it. How many planets are in fire, earth, air, water, cardinal, fixed, mutable. I love this. So again, that's astro.com. Click on horoscopes, then click on extended chart selection. Just look down till you see that. And then I like the one, this is the Pullen, P-U-L-L-E-N. You can also do round, and that will show your aspects if you know what the little symbols mean for trines and all that. Okay, I wanted to show you this, and then I'll do some cards. So, we got a lot of stuff going on. November is just chock full of like the 3rd, the 4th, the 6th, the 8th, the 10th, the 11th, the 13th, the 17th. I mean, wow. 23rd, 24th, 25th, 27th. It's one thing after another. It's really going to be a wild hayride. I don't know, do you have hayrides in the other countries? Here around Halloween or when we go get pumpkins, people go on hay. I've never been on a hayride. I always wanted to, but okay, enough of that. Okay, we start out with the 5 of Wands. This is kind of minor argumentative energy. This could be on the personal level, but I'm feeling like since we have so many oppositions in the sky, I think that's what this is telling me, is that we're going to feel pulled in 2 directions in very many different areas of our lives. You might be feeling really torn, like just almost inside yourself, like just you can't settle down to any, like, what do I even want to do? And I think that's because we have 3 major oppositions happening in the next couple of days. So I think that's what that's about. And then we get the Tower, which is a sudden realization or sudden download of information. And again, I think this could be Mercury opposite Uranus in Taurus, because Mercury rules our consciousness, our thoughts, your brain, your thoughts. Well, your brain and your thoughts aren't the same, but they come through your brain anyway. Your consciousness opposite the collective consciousness. You're going to see the bigger picture. I think we're all going to see something because of the opposition between Mercury and Uranus and the opposition between Sun and Jupiter. Something's going to open up if you're open to it. I think you're going to get some information, and it could be about a relationship from the past. I don't know what it depends on where that's at in your chart. Then we get the Ace of Cups, and this is really positive emotional energy. I think this is the Sun connecting with Jupiter, because again, if you will trust, Jupiter is expansion and the future and optimism. If you will be optimistic and trust, you can really get some really good emotional feeling and support and contentment, and actually have someone show up for you. This isn't necessarily a person. This is just, the ace, the cup is full, the cup runneth over. But it could come from someone else. You could feel very blessed in very many ways with the Ace of Cups. Something comes in that you need, and it makes you feel good. And I think that's the Sun opposite Jupiter. Then we have the Queen of Cups. So here comes some feminine energy. This is all about emotions and controlling emotions. I said Venus is opposite, and this could be Venus opposite Neptune, because cups are water and Neptune is the ocean, rules the ocean. There's a big fish right there. This could have something to do with, I feel like you're going to connect on an emotional level with someone who's going to really give you some emotional insights. And again, it could be just something inside yourself, some feminine energy inside yourself, which is just, your intuition during this time that gives you a bigger picture, a download, like from the universe or whatever you want to call it, saying, oh, now I get why that person did that, or this is great forgiveness energy too. And then we get, and this is that weird deck where they've changed the numbers of the major arcana, which I didn't know you could do. It's the horned one, the wild herdsman. But when I looked up on, I had to go to their website because their cards, their major arcana do not fit the other decks. So let's see, number 15 in the other decks is supposed to be, oh, it is the same. Okay, never mind. I was going to say it's supposed to be the devil, and it's the devil. Okay, it is the devil. But he doesn't look like a devil. But you know, I got to thinking about this when I pulled this out, and I thought, okay, now who's he? Because they have changed some of the numbers on this. The horned one, I thought, oh, you know what? I said Saturn is going direct. This is Saturn. Saturn is often equated with the devil. Because if you've heard that expression, the world, the flesh, and the devil, because Saturn rules reality. And there are some religions, I'm not going to name any names, that seem to be at odds with reality, as if the earth and reality are not spiritual, which I'm sorry is, I will go out on a limb here and say that, you know, this is just my belief, but I think the physical is spiritual. Everything is spiritual. How can it not be? How can it not be? Truly. So this is the horned one, but you know what? This is not the devil in a bad way where you're chained to someone. This is getting in touch with the earth and reality and this download that you get with Saturn going direct and the sun opposite Jupiter in Taurus and Mercury opposite Uranus in Taurus. As all that earth energy. This could be the realization that you get can move you forward in your actual physical life. It can, and also with the sun opposite Jupiter, again, you can manifest with the sun opposite Jupiter. Whatever you can imagine for yourself, you can make it real. Jupiter has that ability. It's the future. It's the big picture. So I think this is really positive. This is a positive devil. This is about, you know, reality. Don't be afraid of reality. Don't pit it against spirituality at this time, because the two are fitting together very nicely with the sun in Scorpio opposite Jupiter in Taurus. And then we end with the Eight of Wands, which is movement. So this this incoming insight that you have that hits you on an emotional level and gives you a feeling of contentment, and also perhaps teaches you something from the past or reconnects you to something in the past and connects you to someone who can be of emotional assistance to you, or a relationship, that actually literally moves you to do something in your life. This is movement on a very physical level, and not physical as in pentacles, but physical as in wands, which is physical and spiritual at the same time. This is like, wands are desire, but they also cause you to move and take action. Wands are very active physically. Mars is a very physical planet. Mars rules Aries, and it's all about desire, but it's also about sexuality. And it's also about, you know, physical activity, you know, exercising and moving and the body. So wands are very physical. So whatever we discover with our deep dive into Scorpio during this, you know, time, and again, Scorpio season until the 22nd of November, is going to allow us to make a change and move us forward in our actual lives if we want to. And again, you know, don't be worried if right now you feel kind of torn in different directions. I think it's all those oppositions we're having. Okay, let me draw. Who do I want? I'll just, you know, I'm tempted to draw another archetype card because things are so, I'm going to draw one of these Kim Krantz archetype cards, just because things are so big right now. And of course I don't have a book, so I have no idea what these mean. So why did I pull it? The thread. Ooh, You know, that's really interesting. Okay, so with all these planets, including Mercury, your thoughts, your desires, every 3 personal planets in Scorpio, in the underworld, here comes the arm out of the underworld, grabbing onto something, a thread. If you follow that thread, where's it going to lead you? Well, it's moving up. And threads are usually attached to something, right? So I'm saying, I think this is about that Mercury-Uranus connection and something coming up from the subconscious that really gives you something to grab onto. And isn't there something about in fairy, there's something about the red thread. Oh gosh, I've forgotten, but that means something. It's like the thread, when you're in fairy, if you find the red thread, I think that's what you're supposed to follow. I'll pull a regular one just so we can, you know, won't be so, I don't know, esoteric. And by the way, I was going to do this tonight, but I'm too tired. It's too late. But I'm going to, in the next couple of nights, I'm going to do another pick a deck, choose a deck romance reading because it was very popular. And so in the next couple of days, I'm going to do that again. And I'm going to do it once a month. So this will be for like Scorpio season because I just think it's a good idea. And it was fun. Okay, we get higher power. I feel like this is the sun opposite Jupiter. Jupiter was the, you know, kind of like the king of the gods. And we're connected. We are connected right now. Her third eye is open. She's got horns too. Just like the horned one. We are really connected right now. I just think that's so interesting that we've got 3 personal planets opposite. And you know, when things are opposite, they're connected. I mean, look at what I did. I took a red pencil and I made a straight line connecting these things to show that they're opposite. And then what do we get? A red line connecting. I mean, am I being too literal here? But no, here's the personal. What's up there? Well, what do you think? I don't know. What do you think is bigger than you are? Something. You're connected. Interesting. It's those oppositions, I think. Oppositions connect. They might feel difficult, but information travels along the line. So that's what I got for you tonight. Please keep an eye out in the next couple of nights. I will do the romance readings. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons, please. And I will talk to you later. Blessings, everyone. Thank you. Good night.